gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I have not posted for quite a few days, and that's just purely because Johnny came home from being away for work and we just did other things. I just spent time with him. I didn't really do YouTube stuff, so I am just trying to get back on track this week. So this is this week's first video. Tomorrow I will have another $0 grocery haul, so if you want to see that, definitely keep an eye on the channel for tomorrow. So it's a follow-on from the other two grocery hauls that I did, the $1 one and the other $0 one, so definitely check them out. It's in the grocery haul and meal planning playlist, which is linked below. Today I have done a top-up shop already for this week, so I just filmed that. I'll give you a little sneak in a second, but it's going to be in next week's grocery haul, so you'll see that. But it's really, it was supposed to be a top-up shop, which it is, but I didn't really need that much as a top-up. But I wanted to take the opportunity to try a few different new things this week. So I bought a few things that we wouldn't normally buy just to give them a go in preparation for a massive grocery shop, my biggest grocery shop I've ever done on YouTube probably, that's coming up in the next week or so. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more today. I'm going to show you guys kind of how I'm planning that, because you got to be prepared, you know, like it's pretty much like doing a monthly grocery shop, which is kind of what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you a little bit on that today. And I do have an update for people that have been following me for such a long time on the grocery budget calculator. I've done a whole, like I've updated it, and you guys might have got an email with a new link to it, I think, maybe now, like a download maybe, I'm not sure. The problem is that my website at the moment, this Mum at Home website, is actually under maintenance because I'm doing a whole refresh. I've done a whole new logo. I've done just a new direction on where I'm going with the website. And I, of course, have been working on the kitchen boot camp side of things as well. So it's under maintenance. So I don't know if you have that link, if it sent that an update link to you guys, if you've purchased it before, whether you can actually access it because of that reason. So I don't know, keep an eye. I will update everyone on the channel here though when everything's active again, and yeah, then you can do it. But I will show you it today because it's very similar to what it was. It's just set out a lot differently, a lot better, and there's more space to do more things basically, and an extra spot for another shop as well. Here's a little sneaky on the grocery shop coming up. I've just decided to get a few, like that's the usual thing we have, but this is new. We've never had this before, so I'm gonna try that this week. I don't know if we've had this, but I'm gonna try it again and see if it's hot. And then I wanted to try these chicken breast fillets instead of buying actual just breast fillets and having to cut up, you know, my own chicken and cut the yucky bits off and all of that and crumb things and stuff again. So I'm just trying to cut down on time. I'm just all about trying to cut down time in the kitchen, and that is the new direction that This Mum at Home website and the channel will take. I'm still working on saving money with groceries and food and all of that stuff as well, and the way I do things in the kitchen, but I am focusing a lot more on time saving. Like if you are just busy with life and kids and you want more time for yourself, or you want more time to spend with your family, of course, or you know, do your own passions and things that you want to do, I think it'll be a good spot for you to be in to watch what's coming up, and to keep an eye on the actual website as well. I am trying to and going to expand on the cheating chef recipes that I had there originally and do lots more of that stuff for you guys. I just want to help everyone cut down time doing just everything in the kitchen, whether it's cooking or shopping or meal planning, just the day-to-day of running a kitchen and doing all that, because we spend so much time as a parent, so much time in the kitchen preparing food when you have kids. You are just all the time, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, like you've all constantly got to do that, right? So if you're not organized and you don't have time cutting sort of things and that, then you are spending so much time in there, which takes away from doing other things and having more fun in life, you know what I mean? So I actually love being in the kitchen. I love cooking. I like like doing all the prep stuff. I like meal planning. I love doing that stuff, so I want to talk about it more. But I also need to cut down on the time myself because I just want more time. Like I just want more time to do other things and really focus on my business stuff now. You know, my kids are both at school now. I'm kind of in a different phase, but even if the kids were still at home, I would still want to be doing that so I could spend more time with them, obviously, and just not be stuck in the kitchen the whole day. But really now for me, it's one of those focuses that I just want more time to do more family stuff and, you know, more business stuff, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So I've purchased a few things to sort of help with this big shop that I'm doing. I am going to get to that, but you can see my disaster. So we've started school holidays. This pillow, oh my gosh, look at this Joseph's pillow. I want to wash it, but it's so flat. But he really likes, hello, he really likes sleeping on it because it's like this. I'm going to wash it and try to fluff it up a bit, but we do need to get quite a few things from Kmart when we have our next pay come in, like Johnny's pay. He wasn't paid correctly last fortnight, so we were so short on money I couldn't do it, but we need things. I need sheets for our bed, like mine and Johnny's bed. We need a new cover. I need new pillows for things, like just trying to update some stuff that we haven't done in honestly years. So at the moment I'm just washing Joseph's bedding stuff and trying to get that sort of going. Just checking, oh, there's a sock stuck in there. Came from. I've put the 2 Doonas. I've put 1 Doona in here right now to wash and try to give it a bit of a freshen up. Then I actually have the other Doona, which I washed. I'm still trying to figure out if this Doona is a single or a double because I'm missing a Doona for Isabella's top bunk. So I'm hoping this one is a single. I think it might be. Let me give it a wash because I found it in Joseph's room just stacked up with some other stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's actually feeling quite dry. It's only been out here for about 20 minutes. Oh no, it's still damp there. It's a very cold day today, but I thought just the fresh breeze might help it and just to air it out a bit. Is that a single? I think it might be a single. It does look a bit smaller than the other one, so I'm hoping it is so I can fix up Isabella's room. Isabella's room is a priority these holidays. I probably shouldn't even really show you, to be honest, but let's just say it's got a lot of stuff going on. There's clothes there I need to put away and do stuff. She has tried her best to sort of do it, but it's just got beyond her now and she just feels very overwhelmed. So I am, let me turn that down. I am going to jump in here. My plan is to do it on Wednesday because she's going to a friend's house for a play date, so she's not going to be home. So my plan is to come in here and try to clean it up. It was so overwhelming for her, honestly, the other day. She's tried to do a little decorations she wanted to do and stuff like that. But after her birthday party, I think she realized, because she got birthday gifts, and she's just like, I don't know where to put anything. Like, it's just so overwhelming for her because there's just no space, you know. And so I did not suggest this. She just did it off her own bat. She's like, Mum, I need a tub. I want to get rid of some stuff. I'm like, okay. So, which is good for me. Bring in new stuff, try to take a few things out, you know, and then there's less clutter, less stuff in the house, and she can, you know, manage it better. This dressing table here is looking very packed. She's kind of dumped a few things on there because she was trying to sort out this. As much as I love, it's so cute, and it's been a great first dressing table for her with the lights. I got it pretty cheap off what was it, the marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. I am on the hunt online right now on all the sites, you know, Big W, Woolworths, Coles, all their marketplace sites for those vanities that have lights like this still, or some sort of lighting around a mirror, but there's more drawers here and down here, maybe up here on the side. We're looking for something like that. It's probably going to cost me nearly $200, maybe between $150 to $200, but I need it and it'll be worth it because then we can start transporting a lot of, she's just got a lot of little things like her little perfumes. She started getting lots of lip glosses and she got hair stuff. Look at all her lip glosses. Like, she has a bit of makeup, but of course she's 9, so she doesn't really wear makeup as such. She does it for fun. Her and her friends do a little thing there. Oh, you can see. I try to make sure she's only got stuff that's not like, because, you know, when she was little, she had blue. She'd use my old stuff. She'd put blue eyeshadow on. So just stuff like that, you know what I mean? All her toiletry sort of stuff. Her scrunchies, all that kind of stuff. Just to be able to set it all up for her. So that is my plan, so there's more storage. Snuggles is asleep on Joseph's top bunk, which I I don't know what's going on over there, but we need to clean. Oh, sorry, honey. He's like, oh, Mum, not the camera again. Joseph's room's actually really good because we've put a lot of stuff in that piano room. So he had like a little thing here, a storage unit with a TV on it. If you don't know, that's what he had here, and then that was all down here. So it was quite cluttered, but because we've moved, we have a PlayStation 5, like a family one. It's in that room, and we needed a TV, and he wasn't using it in here anyway, so we've put all that actually in the piano room. So it's freed up a lot of space, which is good. Last night, ignore Joseph's bed, last night, because I was like, I need to wash everything, and I just put any clean sheet on I could and just gave him this random blanket that I found. But I want to get Joseph a side table from Kmart, and the one that's in Isabella's room I wanted, but I don't think I can get it anymore. So I'm on the hunt for something there for him, just so he can put all his headphones, his glasses, drink, all that at night. So it's slowly getting there, but Joseph's room honestly is pretty fine. He's older, so he's kind of, you know, just keeps it all neat and tidy pretty much. Like, it's pretty good to me. He doesn't have a lot of toys, right? So, because he's older, so he keeps it quite well, basically. The only thing is up the top of the kids' wardrobes up here. Like Joseph's, I know, like he never goes up here. I've put stuff up there. I need to go through up here and actually declutter and clean stuff out, because there's probably going to be a lot more space up here to do other things with as well. So I really want to do that. Maybe I'll do that Wednesday too. Honestly, I'm just probably planning too much for Wednesday, thinking I've got all this time, but I don't really. But I'm just going to try to do my best, basically. I'm in the garage at the moment, just at the dryer. I am going to get on to what I'm planning on doing today, which is trying to do a little bit of planning for this giant grocery shop. But I just have to catch up on a few little things first, like laundry. Oh my gosh, I fell behind when Johnny was here because Johnny's been away for work. When he's come back, he's only got a few days here. He also then tries to catch up with some friends as well. So we're all on limited time, honestly. So I don't do regular things that I would normally do. Definitely not my normal daily routine of things, because I'm just, you know, doing other things basically with him, and just because he's home as well. Like, that's the other thing. Like, I went out and Ubered a bit more than what I would have normally because he was here watching the kids, and I thought, great, I'll just go out, I don't have to worry about the kids, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I was doing. So things like the laundry have gone on the wayside. I still did laundry through the week because I had to obviously wash the kids' clothes for school and things like that, because they have different uniforms for different days and all of that. So I had to keep up with all that stuff. But like my clothes, I just left, and I was like, I had no clothes this morning. Like, I literally pulled what I'm wearing right now out of the washing machine and put it in the dryer while I was in the shower, hoping that it would be dry when I got out. And that was it. All dresses, bedding. There's just so much I need to do, honestly. But school holidays, at least, well, you'd think I would sleep in, but this morning I actually woke up at 7:30. But I at least don't have to go anywhere straight away, you know what I mean? So I can get up, do a few things, and just have a little bit more time in the day, honestly. Unpacking everything, all the groceries, back into the cupboard, and we just opened up this to try, which is the cheese popcorn. It just comes in this variety pack. Here, we love the Cobb's popcorn, you know, I rant on about it all the time. But normally we just have the normal sea salt one, sometimes the butter. We've had the light and salty when, or sweet and salty, sorry, from Costco when we get it in the big box, but we've never had the cheese, and I was like, oh, there's only 3 packets in here though of that. But we tried it, and it was bleh, so terrible. It was awful. The kids were like, no way. Joseph wouldn't even try it. Isabel was like, no, and it smells awful, so we'll be throwing that one out.
It smells like Twisties, but
no, it does not smell like Twisties, this one. This one smells like, I don't even know what, Parmesan or something. It's not good. These, on the other hand, these were delicious. These are new, I thought. It says new on them. So I bought them to try because they were down to $3.50 at Woolworths. They look like that. Yeah, they're delicious, aren't they? They're kind of like Doritos, but they're not as strong, I would say. And cheese flavour, perfect for like making nachos, obviously. That's probably what they've done it for. Nachos, just dipping in dips and guacamole and stuff like that. Oh, so good. These were delicious. They were, so $3.50 grams for $3.50 is what it was, half price. So they're normally around $7. So they're pretty expensive. But I'll tell you right now, they were delicious. Oh, someone's calling. Cousin Connie. All right, you are in my pantry. Don't fall. That's what we're dealing with. I have my Chromebook with my, oh, you can't see it, but I do have my, I'll show it to you in a second, new grocery calculator that will be available in the shop when the website's back up and running. But I'm actually going to use it and test it out and do all the things in the meantime, just to sort of see if it works for me, basically. So I've done some tweaks to it just so it works better for me, which then I hope will work better for everyone else. So that's what we're doing. So what I'm going to be doing is a massive shop. I want to save some more time again in the kitchen, so I want to cut down on the grocery shopping a bit. I love grocery shopping. I really enjoy it. I like the planning. I like going and getting the stuff at the shop. I like filming it for you guys and showing you things, so I know it gives you guys ideas and all of that. And I like doing everything with the groceries as well, like the cooking and all of that, like I said before. However, I need more time. And when I grocery shop, obviously it takes more time than what it would for you, because I grocery shop and then I film it. Like I have to set it up and then I film it, and then I have to fight with the kids over things or whatever's going on, and then I've got to feed the cat and I've got to cook dinner and all of that. Then I have to also put the groceries away after I filmed it. Then I got to edit the video and all of that. So it takes quite a while when it's my main shopping week. So right now I shop fortnightly. Love that idea. I've shopped weekly, monthly and fortnightly before. Monthly is great for saving time, definitely. Fortnightly is best because you do it fortnightly, so you buy in bulk to go over the fortnight at least, thinking of the weeks ahead, like when it comes to cooking and stuff like that. And then in that second week when you do a top-up shop, then you also obviously still catch the sales. When you do a monthly shop, you do one big shop. I say monthly, but it's like every 4 weeks for me. We'll do a big shop, and then for the 3 weeks afterwards I do little top-up shops. I say little, but they ran about $50 roughly. Kind of, they used to be like $20 or $30 like 10 years ago. I can't do that now. It's just impossible to do that. So I will do, especially when it comes to fresh fruit and veggies and stuff, you know. So I've upped it over the years. So we'll just say average $50 to $70, okay, a week for top-up shop. But there's not a lot of room in that to get specials if there's a lot of good specials going on. So I flipped to fortnightly for that reason, just to give me some more options. However, because of the time, I want to change to that. Weekly, I just say out of the picture, no good. Weekly, you spend more because you're not planning ahead well enough. You need to buy in bulk to save money, and doing that over a weekly budget is hard, because if you buy a lot of mints, then you don't have a lot of, like a big bulk, say 2 kilo mints from Aldi. Yes, you're saving money if you're buying in that first week, but it doesn't leave you much room or money left in your budget to actually buy other meats that you might need to do for that week as well. You know, like you are thinking of the weeks ahead, but it just doesn't work out. So fortnightly is always best, at least. But monthly, like I said, monthly can work really well if it's planned properly, and if I'm not too concerned about specials coming up in the top-up shops in the weeks ahead. So that's what I'm doing it for. I am not going to be overly concerned with the specials in the 3 weeks after. It's one or two things maybe in my top-up shop I might try to grab, but otherwise the top-up shops will really be focusing on just the little bits and pieces that I might need, things I might run out of unexpectedly, things that make up recipes that I just might not have for some reason, extra fresh fruit and veggies, bread and milk, that type of thing. And yeah, like specials if they pop up, obviously, like if a couple of things. But I'm definitely not allowing a lot of the budget on a top-up shop to actually go towards specials, because that will just take up too much, you know what I mean, especially with the prices these days. So I am working on doing a big shop. I think let me think about this. I'm trying to calculate what I was spending. So I've roughly been spending about $450 a fortnight. That's a main shop and then a top-up shop in the next week, and that is more than what I used to spend. I'd had it down to around $310 roughly for the fortnight. Was it $310? I think it was $310. Maybe it was it $310 all up? I'm not sure if it was $310 up all up, including the top-up shop, possibly. But things have just got so much more expensive, you know, and our eating's changed too. I'm trying to buy kind of less snacks. I'm still buying snacks, guys. Still buying like all the things I was showing you, the popcorn, shaves, all of that. Definitely still buying some snacks. But Johnny and I are definitely buying more high protein sort of snacks and foods that are maybe a bit lower carb stuff, like, let me get some of these out, like the protein bars and stuff. Kids don't eat these, we don't give them to them. They kind of get their protein in other ways, and they don't need as much protein as an adult, so that's another big reason. But it's costly, you know, but for our health, I'd rather do that. So I have introduced more money into the budget, and we really went to that $450 a fortnight type of thing because I was going off the average spend that people were spending last year, adding on the next 5% for this year. That was through some websites and government websites and things like that I was talking about with you guys, because I wanted to see how much you could get for that and what people were getting, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking possibly, can I, for the next 4 weeks, do $800 for my main shop, up to $800. And this is all food and drink, by the way. This is not usually like toiletries and all of that is not usually what I've been including in the grocery budget. I usually have a separate budget for that. But being that it's high, and I'll be planning and bulking and stuff like that, I think what I'm going to try to do is actually include toiletries and cleaning products within that now. So I'm going to do that. So $800 for the main shop for the 4 weeks. But for the 3 weeks after that, like the top-up shop, I'm just going to have a blanket budget of $100 to $150. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Snuggles yet, because generally he's a separate budget too. But someone's calling again. Bella's social life is going off today. Kids messenger, phone calls, people calling all the time. So Snuggles, yeah, I mean, I probably only spend around $50 to $60 a month on him anyway for food. Like, it's pretty good. I usually always get it on special. It lasts pretty well. Like, we're usually around about that. So I'll just play that one by ear. But when it comes to looking after the humans, that's what I'll be spending. So the aim for this for me is to really think about the 4 weeks. Obviously to meal plan, as I always have and always do, thinking about the 4 weeks. I have a very specific process, especially when it comes to meal planning and how I plan out the dinners, especially for the week. I will have something coming up. I'm actually going to include it in, it'll be part of the kitchen boot camp sort of section on the website, which will be, there'll be like ebooks and courses and stuff like that. I'm going to work on something specifically to help people with this, because I think if you do it a certain way, you're definitely going to cut back on time. You can cut back on money as well. But it's just, I know it's hard for people to grasp, and they just think they don't have time to make these plans. So I want to do that for you guys. But I have a very specific way of doing it, and you know, a sort of a routine that I follow with the week as well and everything. So I'm really going to plan it well. I'm also hoping that this food will cover not only the 4 weeks, but maybe 4 to 6 weeks with some things, because I want to have an ongoing, what do I call it? Like working pantry, working stockpile type thing. I've had emergency stockpiles in the past. They've been amazing. They've worked really well. They helped us during COVID. They helped us when Johnny didn't have money coming in when he changed jobs. You know, they've just, unexpected things have come up. It's definitely helped us in the past, and we don't live in an area where we're going to have generally floods, fires, cyclones, tornadoes, any of that. But if you have that stuff, then obviously it's one of those things that can really help. We've been lucky enough to not lose power for too long or anything like that, like no more than a day, you know, that type of thing. But for us, it's just helped in times that you just were unexpected, you know what I mean? Like, who would have thought the COVID thing would happen? And it did. I guess with everything going on now, and there's floods again, or there was floods in New South Wales, so that affects the whole grocery chain all over. Like, anything that's grown in the area, or in Queensland with the cyclones, you know, it affects what's available everywhere else in the country. It affects prices, it affects just everything, you know what I mean? So it's an ongoing thing. They just keep increasing prices, so it really helps with that. So I'll be having more of a stocked up thing again. I don't know if I call it an emergency stockpile. I guess it is a working emergency stockpile. That's what we're creating, and I'm really going to be working on that over the next few months, and just having that sort of all this stuff here, which I'll use, but I'll use, replace, you know, that type of stuff. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So I am right now trying to go through things and looking at just simple pantry stuff at the moment, like stuff that I think, well, how many of these do I need for at least 4 to 6 weeks? How many boxes of cereal do I need? What else? Oh, dinner, like more my soup. I love the soup stuff, obviously, and it's great to have on hand anyway. Meal bases, like all this type of stuff that I usually have, just all that kind of stuff. When it comes to the freezer, I'm definitely working that out as well. Obviously, because I'm planning ahead with meals and stuff too, I'll be thinking about what meats I already have, what extra ones I should have, so I can sort of make up for things that we don't, and just to have a bit of a stockpile there, obviously for cooking and things like that. Obviously, if your power goes out, you lose all the freezer stuff. So if you're building an emergency stockpile, you really want to think about stuff in your pantry, things that you could live off for a few days if you lost power. And that is not unheard of in like Victoria or any other state, I'm sure, but Victoria, like in Melbourne, like the amount of times, and I know some of you guys dealt with this like a year or so ago on the other side of Melbourne, Mornington Peninsula, is that how you pronounce it, that side? I know you guys lost power for a week. You know, you got no power, you can't use fridges and stuff, so you're going to be heavily relying on stuff like this, you know what I mean? Or if there's shortages, you know, which there would have been, obviously people needed extra food because they lost stuff, and trying to get all that, like, it's good if you've got your stuff and you don't have to deal with that, you know. So I really need to think about all that stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm using my grocery budget calculator. I'm going to start filling it in and just really playing about with what we normally have and what we can do, you know what I mean, over the next 4 to 6 weeks. All right, so I'm going to show you guys this. Hopefully you can see that and there's not too much reflection or too much noise. Sorry, I have the dishwasher going now. All right, so this is basically, it's an Excel sheet that I've set up for you. I've done all the formulas, so all the calculating should work, everything should run smooth. There is a disclaimer, a couple of disclaimers down here that, you know, there could be human error on it, of course, so just use it as a guide, okay? But also, if you yourself end up putting, like messing up the formulas in here or typing things in somewhere where they shouldn't and stuff, it will mess things up, and obviously it won't work as well as it should, basically. But of course, I would always suggest when you purchase anything digital at all, whether it's from me or someone else, always make a copy. Put the hard copy somewhere on your computer or in your phone or on your email or something. Make sure you've got it, and then make a copy of it and use the copied version for whatever you're going to do on it. Because if you do mess up the formulas and stuff, at least you still got a copy of it that's not messed up. It's still the original copy of it, if that makes sense. So do that, definitely. You don't have to worry about any of the formulas. I've just got some examples in here so I can show you. So there's 4 sections here for 4 different shops, and they are just split up into sections according to the supermarket on how I like to use it, so hopefully it works for everyone else. So I've got specials here, fresh items, that's fruit and veg generally. I've got a meat section that's deli, fridge and frozen. Bakery items, that's breads and sweet stuff, so pre-made cakes, cookies, that type of thing that you put in there. Pantry, I've tried to split it up into snacks, main meal, so that's like main meal items that you might need, like spaghetti sauce, pasta, anything that makes up a main meal, basically. Eggs, I would probably put in there myself. Condiments, so that is like spices and any sauces that you might need, perhaps like tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, mustards, maybe dressings, salad dressings, that type of thing, anything like that. Oils, if you buy any of that. Drinks, I've got a section there. Baking, I've got a section for just basically like flour, sugar, cocoa, you know, just icing, sugar, I don't know, anything like that that you might want to buy. And then I've got a section for toiletries, a section for cleaning, just to give you an overall calculation. And then I've got an other section just in case there's anything that I haven't thought of, basically, and you just put it in there. So it's really a guide that you can kind of use to help calculate, especially if you're doing a big shop. I have recently been telling people to save time, use the Coles and Woolworths apps on your phone. You can scan the barcodes when you run out of stuff, it puts it straight into your cart. You can look up prices, catalogs, you can add everything into your cart. It's very quick and easy. It works out, how much you're going to spend, so you've got a budget. Even if you don't order online, you can use that and shop with that as your grocery list. I've done this because I'm doing such a big shop. I want to make sure I can see each store and just plan accordingly, because I want to see each store all lined up together. I don't want to be flipping between apps. I don't want to be flipping between my notes section on my phone for Aldi either. I just want everything in the one spot so I can do an overall calculation, and then I can, like, if I need to cut something off, I've got all my stores listed and I can cut stuff off if I need. When I'm going shopping, if I was to not do anything online and just take this in, I can still open this with my Google Sheets app and I can use it in the store. I can just zoom in and shop that way. So it's very easy for me to use. It might take you guys a bit to use, but I would start off with a small shop first and just see how you go, if you're listing different shops, of course, and then yeah, go from there. Listing all different stores, and then what you do is you just in each section put in the item name, how much it costs, the quantity, and it will calculate for you exactly what the dollar figure is. Okay, so that will do it all for you. This row here is all formulated in Excel. I've done the formulas myself. I know how to do that. So it's all there ready for you to calculate, basically. What it will then do is add up for each store. It's going to give you a total. So if I do more items in each section, obviously that's going to keep changing and adding up. And then once there's a total in each of these, once you're finished, it's going to add all these up and give you a grand total up the top here. Obviously, when you're doing the prices, you want to obviously check on the Coles and Woolworths websites, on the apps. That's a quick way of doing it, obviously, and checking how much things are if you want to make yourself a master list. That's a perfect thing to do with this calculator, is to do an actual master list, things you always sort of order. So if you're not going to get something for that week, you might change the quantity to 0, and then it's not going to give you a dollar figure. So that will be good. It's not going to add anything in, but they're easy to figure out. Aldi is another story. Obviously there's nowhere you can sort of see prices. You can do what I did, and I've gone into Aldi and I've actually gone through and I've written down, like I went through everything in there, everything I thought I might want to purchase from Aldi these days, and I've written the name of it, the price of it, so I can sort of come home and then add it into this calculator, so it'll be sitting there. So the prices obviously will fluctuate when it comes to fruit and veg, especially sometimes the meat, but a lot of the other stuff will stay around about the price. And what I do with Aldi is I round it up as much as possible. So if it's like $1.27, I might do $1.30 or $1.50. So I kind of always overestimate. Don't underestimate at all. Always overestimate, because if you overestimate, at least you're not going to go over your budget, basically. It's going to do it. When this does a total calculation of each store on this, and then the total calculation up the top, it's rounding up, by the way. So if the whole total comes to $9.99, it's going to say $10. That's what it's going to do for you once it's totaled. There it is. Very simple, very easy. I've tried to make it as simple as possible, guys, honestly, so you guys could use it. And then just, you know, work it out for yourselves. But it will be available again on the website once the website's up and running. So just keep an eye on the channel here and I will let you know. But otherwise, this is what I'm doing right now to work out my giant shop. Oh my gosh, it's super late. I cooked dinner and I've just been doing this massive grocery list for all these hours, basically, and putting kids to bed and all of that. But I've had to add some more areas into the list as well, like sections, because I don't know, I just forgot some things as well. And so like sections is what I mean. So then I had to add it and adjust it and change it. So if anyone did get that email from This Mum at Home telling you, oh, there's been an update, don't download it yet, because there's going to be another update, because I need to. Oh my gosh, I just didn't realize until I started putting absolutely every tiny little thing in it. I was just like, no, I want this section, I want this section. So I've done it. Anyway, it's coming to, at the moment, now this is without any discounts yet. I'll get 10% off at Woolworths. A lot of it's from Aldi at the moment, but I'm going to be comparing it to Woolworths prices with the 10% off coming off at Woolworths, which sometimes it just is better to shop at Woolworths, because once the 10% comes off, it's actually lower than the Aldi prices. So, but I just wanted to put the prices of everything in Aldi first, and then I'm just going to kind of work backwards. Plus, I'm going to wait till the catalogue comes out, of course, on Monday night, so I can sort of look at that and plan, like if anything's on special, I'll just change the price in my spreadsheet here so I can get a better indication of what's happening, because right now it's $838 and that's without discounts or anything. So I'm sure it will be under that. So I'm just trying to work it out. So my thoughts going forward on this is, when it comes to meat and vegetables, like frozen veggies, anything to do with dinner sort of stuff, I already have some stuff in the freezer, of course, but I'm not going overboard with this shop to stock up on that stuff. The pantry is where I'm kind of sort of looking at. I'm going to have enough for the 4 weeks, maybe beyond, obviously, once I start cooking stuff. But just looking at this, I am just focusing on having some pantry sort of staples, like just some things that we would normally regularly always have sort of in there. I say staples, I don't mean staples, because to me staples is stuff like flour, sugar, rice, all that stuff. Rice and pasta, absolutely yes, but like flour, I'm not even going to buy. Like, I'm just got a different approach to that stuff now after all this time of doing this for a long time. So I'll talk about that in another video, but it's coming along. I just need to spend the next few days, once catalogs come out and stuff, making some adjustments just to get the most for my money. Oh my god. Oh, I'm tired. It's like nearly midnight. I need to go to bed. Oh my gosh. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I am in my head as I'm doing this today. I'm so excited, honestly, guys, to be like relaunching the website again. And I've done this every few years. I kind of, you know, change direction according to the changes that happen in my life and where I'm at and what I'm doing. And I'm just very excited about this next chapter. I truly am. And I'm just so excited, especially for this cheating chef section, cheating chef recipe section that I'll be doing, because I have so many things in my head that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to share that with you, the way I can do this, the way you can cut time here, and just some really fun stuff too. I've got some, I want to show you guys how to do cakes. If you saw my like cakes, I'll say, instead of ordering them and paying $200 for a cake, like for birthdays and stuff like that, wedding cake, I can do a simple wedding cake. I can show you guys that, and I can do it for well under $100. Like, just simple fun things. I want to do some fun things and just have that for like birthdays and all that for you guys to do as well and look at. So I'm just excited because I love creating and I love doing this stuff. So when I can do that side of things, I'm very excited. What I was going to say is, if you haven't seen Isabella's birthday party, have a look for that video and you can see the cake that I made. I went totally overboard, but I haven't made a cake like that in years. So I was just having, it started off smaller and then I was just having so much fun that it ended up being a 2-tiered cake and so extravagant, but I just loved it so much and so much fun. And I'm like, it's so easy, honestly, to make something like that. You just need to be taught how to do it, and I can teach you guys that, like, so you can make this stuff for your own kids. Like, it's just so easy. Even smaller versions, of course. I won't go overboard all the time, but there's definitely smaller versions that I can just teach you guys to do. Like, honestly, it's so easy. And you don't need to be a genius with it. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited. I'm really excited to launch this stuff with you guys. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed, but I hope I can get this video up for you tomorrow, sometime for tomorrow night. Keep an eye on the channel. There'll be things coming up this week, of course. I'm navigating school holidays at the moment, so that's kind of coming into play with everything, but there will be stuff coming up here on the channel, so definitely subscribe if you're new. Keep an eye on the channel if you're a regular watcher. But yeah, thanks guys so much for watching. I'm so tired now. Thanks so much guys for watching, and I will see you probably tomorrow. Bye.